You wanna know what really pisses me off? Nintendo. Full disclosure, I grew up with a bunch of Nintendo products. My very first console was a Super Nintendo. Honestly, if not for Nintendo, I might not even enjoy video games today. It really boggles the question, why Nintendo? A company with such a large history of great video games, they would opt to extinguish their history rather than embrace their history. And for those of you who say Nintendo's never made great games, seriously, stop deluding yourself. So with Nintendo's very impressive backlog, one has to wonder, how can I play all of these games at once?
That's the neat thing. You don't.
Nintendo fans are some of the most devoted fans I've ever seen. It's so sad seeing these fans be so starved of content. They're willing to pay you twice for the same game. They're willing to pay you over and over again for the same games, over and over again. You've proven this time and time and time and time again, Nintendo. So real talk, Nintendo, what's stopping you from doing this all at once? Nintendo's certainly not making it easy for us to play their games. Why do you think so many people turn to piracy? Why do you think the most developed emulators tend to be ones based off of Nintendo consoles? Yeah, and there's also the whole fact that Nintendo doesn't make it easy to listen to their game soundtracks on the internet. I don't know, maybe add a Spotify playlist or something like that, Nintendo? You think that'd be too much work, Nintendo? What makes things so much worse is that Nintendo will just release games digitally, but then make them only available for a certain period of time to buy. That negates the advantage of going digital. Going digital, you never run out of copies. And yet Nintendo here seems to want to make it time-gated so that not everyone will be able to access their games. So what happens if you miss that time period? Do you just not play the game? Or if you really want to play it, you could just download an emulator and download that specific ROM and then play it, right? It gives off mixed messages considering how staunchly anti-emulation Nintendo is. At the end of the day, you can't rely on Nintendo to preserve Nintendo's own history. You have to rely on the gracious people on the internet, people that dump their own ROMs for archival purposes. You know, these people that are keeping these copies circulating throughout the internet. Is piracy wrong? Yes, please don't pirate if you can buy the games. But Nintendo's putting me in an awkward position. How can I recommend you buying Nintendo games if Nintendo won't let you buy the games yourself? Nintendo emulators have come a long way, and wherever there's emulators, there's always good Nintendo emulators that you can play all of your classic Nintendo games on. One such device is the Steam Deck. While the Steam Deck isn't a dedicated emulator machine, it's probably going to be the best emulation portable thingy that you can get. So if you're into, emulation, you should go ahead and buy one.